Welcome to the Fallen Frequency Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Fallon, your guide through the world of music, art, and living life with a vibrational twist. Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Fallen Frequency Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Fallon, and I'll be exploring the intersections of holistic health, art, music, and nature. And as someone that's been blessed to travel the world playing for all sorts of popular artists, playing guitar for Queen Latifah, J Balvin, Rita Ora, Skylar Grey, Deborah Cox, all of these artists that really showed me what it meant to be at the top tier level of being an artist and a true master. And I was able to see and learn a lot of things that I think just in that in itself really helped me live my life to the fullest. Yet I knew there was something more because I was starting to get burnt out and looking for answers and questions that would help me not only heal my mental thought patterns that were getting stuck and getting me a lot of anxiety before performances, but also looking at my physical health and how I could really be more of a vessel of the true essence of who I am. And that led me to working with a shaman from Peru. And I sat in a ceremony where I had my socks literally rocked off, nothing I'd ever experienced before. I went through birth and death and multiple different dimensions, which is a whole topic of discussion in itself. But through that process, I realized that I was much more than just a musician or an artist, but that I really was here to help advocate for not only the people that are in need of living a better life and more freedom and not being stuck in this matrix level of thinking, but also being a living example of living in my freest expression of not only an artist, but a human being that we all are here. I would imagine if you're listening, maybe there's some aliens listening, that'd be great too. But I really was exposed to all these different alternative healing methods when I was growing up that I didn't really pay much attention to, but they planted a seed. So as I had this awakening, realizing that I have this healer archetype in me that wants to be explored, I then started to ask myself, how could I actually embody that? And just so happens around that time, I was listening to Aubrey Marcus's podcast, and I found a guy named Paul Chek. And he's quite a master of his craft in that he was training Michael Jordan, Laird Hamilton, Kobe Bryant, all these incredible athletes, yet he has much more background than just the physical self. He's very well trained in Jungian analysis and shamanic principles of healing, sound healing, a lot of different things that he really was just an embodiment of so many of the things that I was interested in, that it gave me a clear idea that there is something that can be reached that's much more than just being one thing. And of course, he's not the only. There's many, many people before him that are really incredible and laid the groundwork for me and many other people. Some of those being Ashley Mazurik, Ramsey Mead, Gaira Joffrey, Onur Aktugali, and so many of my friends and family, my mom and dad, and just all the different musicians that I was exposed to. I was so blessed to have masters as teachers at an early age in Charleston, South Carolina, which led me to go on my first professional tour at 18 with Clay Aiken. Yet all of those experiences had me then wonder what I could do to integrate it. And I started going down the rabbit hole of Paul Chek's work, which then led me to feeling really called to working with a Chek practitioner, which even in the first couple sessions, I really got a lot out of it, to the point where I started to wonder if that's something I actually wanted to do. And lo and behold, went to the Chek Institute, became a certified holistic health coach and movement practitioner, training people now at a chiropractic clinic where I'm working with people a lot on rehab, sports and conditioning, and really understanding the holistic perspective of the body mind, where a lot of people have these different pain modalities of injury, and they need physical help. Yet a lot of people don't realize that it's an accumulation of stress when it comes to nutrition, hydration, our thought patterns, our breathing, our ability to get good night's rest. All of these things are deeply interplaying into how we live our lives. And I just couldn't be more blessed. I literally feel like there was a reason that I am here today, to have gone through this whole journey of being a musician and wanting to be a top tier musical director for popular artists, because that was the type of people I grew up around. It only felt natural, but then also being exposed to these shamanic principles of healing. And even sometimes in the same weekend, I started to actually assist the shaman in certain ceremonies playing music, but I would be playing on Fridays and Saturdays at a ceremony for plant medicine, and then on Sunday I would be playing at a gospel church, and playing all sorts of hymns. And what was interesting is that I saw that there was actually a direct correlation in both the experiences. People were having these out of body experiences where they were connecting with a deeper part of themselves, either in church or the other type of church, the shamanic church, the churches that come from Peru and South America, which actually stems even further into places like Mongolia and the different lineages of shamanism. But I digress in the fact that I really wanted to figure out how I could actually start getting conversations between these different areas of alternative healing and all of these professionals that I know, and in the worlds of music and production and songwriting, because a lot of the messages that they're teaching me, especially the people that are at the utmost level of their craft, they really instilled in me a lot of similar messages, yet I still saw that there was this disconnect. And it really inspired me to also start creating holistic health programs, not only for musicians and artists, but people that are really just burnt out from what they're doing in their life, and starting to explore how there might be alternative ways to living our life that is more free and more in alignment with our highest calling. And I'm really excited to share these conversations. There's so many different aspects that I want to explore in these conversations. And yeah, there's just so many amazing people that I've been exposed to that I'm really excited to share and explore who else might be on this podcast. But just couldn't be more thankful and have more gratitude for where I'm at today, because I know that it's time to share. It's time to get out of the perfectionist mindset, and it's time to just live in alignment with my dharma, what I'm here to do, which is to be a bridge of health, vitality, and art, and how we can live a better life. So please stay tuned. I will be sharing all the things frequency, holistic health, art, nature, and all the things in between. So looking forward to hearing your feedback, and stay tuned.